Welcome back to Violet May Handmade. I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Samantha, and we're a mother and daughter who love all things sewing.
So we're back today with our reveal of our Pelican Tote.
Bag number 4. Yep.
Yes. So it's a little bit delayed, but
yes,
we're here now. So this was the 4th bag pattern. So it's the Pelican Tote by BagStock Designs. So it's actually the same bag, but they've just folded that little one there up, and then that's the main version. So I would have to say that this was the one that we were most excited about making. It was probably like our favourite pattern out of all of them.
Yeah.
So we've both made them up now. So this one's mine. So this pink fabric that I've used for the sides is sort of a more like heavyweight fabric. And then the fabric that I've used for the inside panel, the middle panel.
Yeah.
And then the fabric that I've used for the middle panel is a cotton. So Mum's made a bag out of this one before, a little small bag. So it's got the zippered pocket here, which I've got a grey zip. And then I lined that pocket with a sort of bluey fabric, which I thought went quite well with the rose fabric. And then to line the bag, I used the same rose fabric because I just thought it was really nice that it all sort of went together.
It looks good like that, yeah.
And then you put sort of like little tabs here, which you put a magnetic snap on, and that is like the fastening. And I did those the same as the lining because I wanted them to blend in. And then I've got the pink straps. So I think that it's a better size than the Larkspur, definitely.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Like it's a lot smaller. When we were sewing it up, we were thinking that it was going to be another Larkspur moment.
Yes.
We thought that it was going to be like way bigger, but thankfully the bottom and everything brought it all in, and it was a much more manageable size.
Yeah. I've gone for this purple on the edge, and then on the inside this beautiful embossed fabric, which I just fell in love with, and I thought it was just perfect for this bag. And then I've got the purple sort of zipper in the front there, and inside mine I've used a different fabric for my lining. So I've used this just little, I think it's got little leaves on it, which I thought was quite cute. And then on the inside of my bag I've got the same leaf, and I decided to do my tabs in the purple to match my bag. Now the pattern does actually have an internal zipped pocket, which neither of us did, because we decided that it was something that we would never use, and it was just a waste of time and energy, and a zip actually as well when we're never going to use it. I find with those zippered pockets I tend to put things in there and forget about them, and then the next time I go to my bag I think, oh, that's where that was. So I thought, well, no, I don't want to do that. So I just basically sewed around the square of fabric that was meant for the pocket and sewed it on inside the bag and just created 2 divisions there. So I've just got 2 little pockets if I want to use them for anything, which I think for me is more handy than, as I said, the zippered pocket where I'll lose things. So that's mine there, the little clasp thing there. Now, I think this bag has been a bit of a disappointment for both of us. We had really high hopes of this bag, and I mean, it's beautiful, it looks really nice, but the first thing was the instructions. We both actually, this is our 4th bag, and we both found them confusing. And in the first, and actually it was when we were doing this internals pocket that it just, the instructions were a little confusing. The pictures were not, like they've got pictures as well, but that, I had to really, really think about what they were trying to tell me to do. I found it quite confusing. Yeah.
I was totally stumped. Like I'd sewn it all on the wrong way, and I had to unpick all my top stitching.
Well, you did,
and unpick
yes.
it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that some of the finishing techniques were a little bit just not, I don't know, the best.
Well, like we followed the instructions how it's supposed to be made, but I find it doesn't line up very well. Like both of our straps do not line up, even though we put them in the middle.
I don't know whether that's an us problem.
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know that we could both be that out.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really put my finger on why I'm disappointed by it, because there's nothing wrong with it. Like, it looks nice.
It's a pretty bag,
good size,
yeah.
But it's just not really what I had envisioned in my head when I thought about making it.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing is too, we both opted not to put interfacing in the bag so that it's not as structured as the pattern. But I don't really like a structured bag. I like to be able to... And plus, if I thought that maybe I might want to fold it, like in the picture, but I don't actually know how you would fold it. And there's no instructions how to fold it into the sort of bag. So one thing I did like, or there's a couple of things I liked, this bag has pattern pieces. So some of the other bags I've made, you've got to like measure the squares out and cut them and all that sort of stuff. Whereas this one, you just cut around the pattern pieces, with the exception of the pocket was the only thing. Oh, and the straps, you had to cut that by hand. So that was great. I really liked that. It was like more quicker and easier than measuring out, on the fabric sort of thing. The other thing which we both really liked was the way the corners are constructed. You actually do like sort of a dart. Yeah, a dart on both of the fabrics, the lining and the outer fabric, and then it actually forms like a really, really nice corner. It's actually a really nice technique, wasn't it? Yeah.
I have to say, going back to if you had have interfaced it, where these tabs like join on here, when you top stitch around the top, I had difficulties getting over that bit. I wish I had have used my walking foot, because that's like I don't know, like 6 layers of fabric and then interfacing within these little pieces here. So if you had have interfaced the bag as well, it would have been very thick to top stitch over that. And also like where the straps join on, like that's relatively thick there. So
Yeah, I actually felt, I don't know why, but mine actually seems thicker. Oh, because I think this fabric that I've used
whereas mine's just a cotton.
is actually thicker. Because even with my walking foot on, I actually struggled getting across all the layers. Yeah. That was something else I didn't particularly like. It was quite sort of, you have to really be, when you're top stitching around the edge, like you've got the handle to deal with, and you've got this that you've got to fold under, and I just did not particularly enjoy doing the top stitching around the edge. It was sort of, and the thickness too, yeah.
I made a bit of a mistake with this. I didn't read the instructions. That's my problem. And I did a 1/2 inch seam, and of course by the time I realised I'd already like trimmed the seam allowance and like snipped into the corners, so I couldn't really fix it. So my tab is very narrow.
Yeah, it is smaller than mine.
Like that.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's why you should always read the instructions.
Yes.
You shouldn't just sew stuff.
No, you shouldn't just plough ahead.
So we've decided to rank this one a 4 out of 5, because as I said before, like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not what we imagined.
Yeah, it's just, well, the instructions were hard to follow. It's definitely not a beginner project.
No.
It's quite, not that it needs to be a beginner project, but it's not a beginner project. And you it's very hard to get everything level and even and sort of, and I think if you maybe, I don't know whether I did my zip too close, but it was difficult to get, when you finish constructing it and you're getting to the last bit, to get everything to line up, I'd actually found it quite difficult.
I wouldn't actually say that I enjoyed sewing it.
Yeah, I agree. It would be my least favourite make so far, this one. Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it was. It was just not my favourite thing to make. And I'm going to put it out there, I don't think I'd make another one.
I definitely would not make another one. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the bag. The finished product is really lovely, but yeah, it just wasn't enjoyable, and it is a bit wonky in spots.
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying that, but
yeah.
I mean, I do like the finished bag. It's just not, I don't know, but it was a good experience, really.
Oh, well, it's like we're learning something each time, but I think the other thing is we had quite high expectations of this. It was our favourite, and we were really looking forward to making it, and it hasn't lived up to those expectations. Is I think what the problem is. Yeah.
Would you say that you like it more or less than the larkspur?
I like the size of this one better, but I think I actually do prefer the larkspur. Yeah.
I agree. I like the size of this one, but I really love my larkspur more. I think that it's nicer.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I
it's
do
really
agree.
like. So next we're moving on to the crossbody bag, which I think that's going to be an experience.
Yes, well, I think that's got a lot more zips and things in it, hasn't it? So that will
It's
be.
the first one with like hardware in terms of like D-rings and like strap sliders and things like that.
Yeah. So I think that one will be challenging.
And also you're sewing on like a much smaller scale
Yes.
in terms of like putting
yeah.
zips in. So I think it's going to be a nice bag though, hopefully.
We'll have to wait and see.
So we hope you've enjoyed our little review of the Pelican Tote.
And we look forward to seeing you next time for bag number 5. Until then, happy sewing.